Well, welcome to the show. A quick version here. We had some technical difficulties to lead things off. I guess the Phillies just put out some power for some people. But we're here with you on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel for the Fightin's Postgame show, brought to you by the wonderful people at Colony Pools and Power Washing. Don't you forget about it, because they're incredible. Win and save big this baseball season with our friends from Colony Pools and Power Washing. Let the experts get rid of that ugly green algae and mold off your roof, off your siding, and off your deck. They service Delaware, Delco, and Chester counties. Call them right now at 302-762-2250. That's 302-762-2250. How about them fighting Phils tonight, ladies and gentlemen? How about that Bryce Harper? How about that Bryson Stott and the Vegas connection? Vegas, baby. And how about that Alec Bohm with the walk-off RBI single in the left field for the Phillies to secure a come-from-behind ninth inning victory over the Baltimore Orioles to at least even this three-game series at a game apiece. So the Phillies are right now keeping hope alive for not losing yet another series since the All-Star break, and it would be 4 out of their last 5 series when you go back to that Marlins series just before the break. This was fantastic. And you know what? I know we can talk a lot about the lineup going into tonight's game. I know we can talk about how I even said last night and on this morning's show, I did not want to see Trey Turner back in the lineup today. But you know what? If I was a betting man, which I am, you would have asked me, is he going to be in the lineup today? I would have bet yes. Of course he is. Rob Thompson is not going to let a guy like Trey Turner just sit out a game after he just had probably his worst night as a Philly. Because think about this for a second. Even the ball that he swung at in the dirt months ago, and then he came back and needed a 2-run home run to force extra innings, even that, there was some redemption in that moment. For this particular moment, no redemption. 2 errors last night. 0 for 3 from the plate. Was thrown out of the game after he got caught looking at a low strike, but a strike nonetheless. It just got the bottom of the zone. And Rob Thompson went up to him today, apparently, and he was saying this before the ball game. He went up to Trey Turner. He said, "You want to be in the lineup for this game?" And Trey Turner said, "Yeah." And you know what? Good for Trey Turner. I will say that. Good for Trey Turner. Because the last thing any athlete wants to do after a bad performance or a, let's put it, terrible performance, you know what the last thing he wants to do is? He wants to sit on that for an extra day or 2, maybe. He wants to sit on maybe something that he can feel a little bit positive about, something he can feel better about. And you know what? I'm still waiting for that moment from Trey Turner because we really have not had that moment. So you know what, Rob Thompson, good job. You know what? You actually did a decent job as a manager with that decision because you trusted your player, you gave him the opportunity, and he failed again. So now there's no arguing here. There's no more knee-jerk reaction. You have given every opportunity to Trey Turner to turn his season around, and he has failed you. Other than a .350 on-base percentage in the month of June, he's failed you. You gave him the opportunities. You gave him plenty of rope. It hasn't worked out for Trey Turner, unfortunately. So I believe, and I still don't think Rob Thompson's going to do it, but after tonight's performance, how do you tell a guy like Alec Bohm, or how do you tell a guy like Bryson Stott they're not your 2-hole hitter? How do you say that? How do you go up to them and go, hey, yeah, by the way, you're still going to be batting 5th. You're still going to be batting 6th. How do you do that? I know tonight it worked out beautifully. I know they came to the play and they delivered in a huge way for the Phillies tonight to get this victory. But I'm not going to continue to say that just because this is the way the lineup is shaken out and just because they happen to get wins despite of it means that these guys should still be batting down in the order. And the perfect example is you can look into this game, as a matter of fact, and say, oh, well, hold on a second. You have guys, unfortunately, go through the bottom of this lineup like Alec Bohm. You have Yohan Rojas get on base. And then you go to the top of the order, and there's nothing doing there with the exception of Bryce Harper making something happen for you, of course, with that solo home run in the 6th inning to tie things up at 2 apiece. Other than that, the top of the order has done nothing for you recently. So now's the time to make some kind of change. I don't think he's changing Schwarber. I don't think they got any shot to change Schwarber just yet. But if it's me and I got to change something up here, Stott's my number 1. Bohm's my number 2. Bryce Harper's hitting 3rd. Castellanos 4th. And then you're having Kyle Schwarber bat 5th for you. This is too obvious. And then maybe you have Trey Turner down there. Maybe you have JT Realmuto down there as your 6-hole hitter or your 7-hole hitter, whatever you might have. But to me, enough is enough. These guys have matured past the point of the leeway you're willing to give Trey Turner. So now it's time to reward the guys that have busted their ass, given you results all season long, and stop just waiting for that $300 million man to come around. Because here's what's the thing. You have trusted him. You've given him leeway. It hasn't worked. Put him down in the order. The Phillies fought back today with the guys that you have pushed down to the bottom of the order. Now it's time to reward them for the success they've had this year. And this win screams that from the mountaintops. You know what? To the Philadelphia Phillies fans that have said a lot of stuff that I've been saying here, and we've been on the same page here, this is a big win for us tonight in particular. Because, again, Trey Turner did nothing. And look at that first inning. He literally bounced that throw to Bryce Harper. You mean to tell me, and it looked like he was a little double clutch there, you mean to tell me that he wasn't squeezing that ball a little too tight before he threw it to Bryce Harper at first? Who, it wasn't a great pick, but it was a pick nonetheless. Ball was still in the dirt. It wasn't right there. And then, of course, the day he had from the plate yet again. Nothing worth bragging about for Trey Turner. What is worth bragging about is the season Bryson Stott has had for you, the season Alec Bohm has had for you. So now, we talk about it a lot in other sports. One of the best case examples of this is when Chip Kelly was here. And that Michael Vick and Nick Foles character, those guys were really battling it out there for the starting quarterback job. And then Michael Vick went out in the preseason and just dominated one particular game. And I remember it was Les Bowen from the Inquirer that asked the question at the press conference: how do you tell Mike Vick he's not your starting quarterback? Like, how do you continue to tell a lie at this point that you honestly have a quarterback competition? Chip Kelly, I had nothing smart to say at that time. There is nothing you could say if you're Rob Thompson that will make me believe you if you tell me that Trey Turner is going to come around. He's going to come around this season, and he's going to come around because you're going to continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. At one point this season, Trey Turner batting as your cleanup hitter to try to turn things around. Guess what? It kind of worked there for a minute. Because like I said, in the month of June, when everybody else was turning it on, especially him and Kyle Schwarber and Nick Castellanos was still hitting fairly regularly, then, you could say it worked a little bit. A little shake-up worked. How about you shake it up again? And this time, it's not even that much of a shake-up as much as it is, I don't know, doing what you're supposed to do as a manager, which is make sure the best 9 are on the field and the best 9 are in the best order that they can possibly be to help you get to a victory. You saw a little bit of that closer tonight, of course, with Brandon Marsh there in left field. Ooh, what a novel idea. Yohan Rojas in center field, Brandon Marsh in left field, Kyle Schwarber is a designated hitter, and your first baseman for the foreseeable future, at least, Bryce Harper at first base. So that made sense. That was a step forward. But Trey Turner, still being your 2-hole hitter, makes no sense. There's no way to justify it anymore. Rob Thompson, God bless you, man. You have been a phenomenal, clubhouse guy. You've been a player's manager. It's a beautiful thing. But now it's time to actually really look around and answer the question, have I done everything to try to have him turn around? The answer to that question is yes. Has he turned around? No. So there's no other option left at this point. Now, Rob Thompson, being who he is, I think he is going to make the wrong decision here, and I think he's going to have Trey Turner back in the 2-hole tomorrow, and he's going to give this club a chance to win a series so that he can say, hey, we're still winning series, and we just won another series. I'm not going to change anything here. And it's not just Rob Thompson. I don't mean to put it all on Rob Thompson because there is a lot of input from the front office. And if the front office is putting the guy, in a position to bank $300 million, well, then, they're going to have some say into where he's going to be batting in the lineup. So if he's going to bat anything below 2, it's going to be the 4. It's not going to be batting 5th. It's not going to be batting 6th. At least not right now, until you just can't deny it anymore. I mean, look at Francisco Lindor 2 years ago when he signs with the Mets. Had a career low batting average before this year, and he was terrible in his first year. Signed the big contract, had to settle into New York, that whole thing. Maybe the same thing's going on with Trey Turner, maybe. So, you know what? I'm not saying that as an excuse for this year because this year is terrible. And there's no more room for excuses. There's no more reason to stretch for excuses or reasons as to why he has not had success. The bottom line is he hasn't had success. He's not going to have success. It's time to make sure that you're managing this. You are having damage control when it comes to Trey Turner. Bump him down the order. Bohm and Stott have earned those 1-2 spots. Schwarber goes to the 5-hole. He backs up Nick Castellanos, and maybe Turner can figure it out towards the bottom of the lineup. But if you're really competing to make the wild card, if you're really making that push and you're serious about that, you cannot continue to work through Einstein's definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again with Trey Turner and then expecting a different outcome. I've had it. You've had it. We've all had it. And you know who's actually had it, if he's being honest with himself? Trey Turner's had it. Because you're in quicksand, Trey Turner. You're in quicksand. There's nothing you can do to get out of this. Maybe you get an off day tomorrow. Maybe he gives him an off day tomorrow. Maybe that's how he wiggles his way out of this. You know what? He gets the off day tomorrow. Then the whole team has the off day on Thursday. And then you roll into the weekend series there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Maybe that's how you end up working this out. Maybe that's the excuse you could actually turn this around. It was gut-wrenching to get through this game. If we're being honest with ourselves, gut-wrenching to get through this game. You get into that ninth inning, and it really was an absolute thing of beauty from this baseball team. But let's go ahead and go through this game. It was not the best game there for Taijuan Walker. 104 pitches for Taijuan Walker in 5 2/3 innings of work, 6 hits, 2 earned runs through that stretch. So it's definitely one of those examples of didn't have his best stuff, but fought through it to the point of only allowing 2 earned runs in the ball game tonight, striking out 4 with 104 pitches through those 5 2/3. That's a lot of work. Let's talk about Matt Strom for a second here, okay? The last time Matt Strom had 3 up downs, okay, so he gets the out, then he goes to the other one, then he sits down again. So 2 up downs, I guess. And that's a big thing in baseball now. It's not just the innings pitched, not just the pitches thrown, it's the up downs. How many times did he come in, sit down, get up, sit down, get up? How many times did he do it? He hadn't done it this many times since he was a opener for the Phillies back when they still had dedicated bullpen games. Okay? All right? The only other time was the extra inning game, the 11-inning game against the Tampa Bay Rays, another AL East opponent. And that was, of course, when they swept the Rays in their second to last series before the All-Star break. But other than that, it was when they still used, openers. That's the last time he had this many up-downs in a game. He doesn't need that many up-downs. When he came out to pitch his into his third inning of work. When he came out to do that, I thought this isn't right, and then boom, home run. Phillies all of a sudden you blink, and they went from tying it up at 2-2 to now being down 3-2 in the 8th inning. O'Hearn taking him deep 386 feet to right center field. I think it was a slider that just didn't get down enough, and O'Hearn was able to belt that ball out of the park. 0-2 pitch, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, at least the count started off 0-2. I did not want to see Strom. I was waiting for Marte to come back into the ball game at some point. I was waiting for Sir Anthony Dominguez, who was supposed to be available today, to come into the ball game. Didn't happen. Rob Thompson said, no. We're going to stick with Strom on this one. I thought, I don't know if that's the right way to go. And sure enough, you're down 3-2. You come back in that 9th inning with Stott getting the double. First things first, Schwarber makes the out. Turner makes the out. Harper comes up with the single to left field, and then Stott just puts one right in the corner. There was no better place for Bryson Stott to put that ball on this side of the wall than in that right field corner, where it was rattling around just enough for Bryce Harper to bust it around. And I thought, oh my God, here we go. Another play at the plate. What are they going to do? And sure enough, our Bryce Harper, our boy, scores on that particular play, and all was right with the world, and things felt a lot better after that. So I was very excited to see that part of it when it came to the Phillies and what they were able to make out of it. And then, of course, Alec Bohm steps up there and he gets the game-winning hit. Just absolutely fantastic. And also, let's not forget about this. How about our boy, ladies and gentlemen? How about JT Realmuto trying to beat out that baseball? Absolutely fantastic. Busting it down the first baseline. Needed to bust it down the first baseline. Did bust it down the first baseline and help the Phillies keep that rally going in the 9th inning. But, answer my question, ladies and gentlemen, please. If you're Rob Thompson, how do you go up to Alec Bohm tomorrow? How do you go up to Bryson Stott tomorrow? And you go through the order, and you go, Bohmer, you're 6th. Stotty, you're 5th. You're 5th, you're 6th, in that proper order. How do you do that when these guys continue to deliver for you? First off, how do you do it to Alec Bohm? When you say to Alec Bohm all season, you're at first today, you're at third today, you're at first today, you're at third today, you're at third, you're at first, you're at third, you're at first. And he does it, goes back and forth, and plays both positions rather well, I might add. How do you say it to Alec Bohm when he's been one of the more consistent hitters on your team from the start of the season to now, and you tell him just you keep on settling in there in the 6th hole, in the 7-hole, and you just keep on, having your fun down there, while JT Realmuto continues to have his wild ebbs and flows to the season, while Trey Turner just has more of the, the ebb, more so than the flow. I don't even know what you call it. Not good. No, he doesn't play good baseball. How do you continue to do that? And I don't think it really comes point of panic. I think when you're talking about changing a lineup, too many managers default to, well, I don't want to push the panic button. How about the, reward button? How about, the smart button? These guys are delivering for you all year long. How about getting more from them? I'd like to see Bryson Stott get more at-bats. I'd like to see Bryson Stott lead off a game by just getting on base and not, strikeout or home run. I'd like to see that from Bryson Stott. And I'd like to see Alec Bohm maybe move him around the base paths a little bit by batting second in this order. And then I'd love to see Bryce Harper get up there with 2 men on and, maybe put one out of the park again, or at least slap one into a gap, maybe get an RBI single. Oh, and then maybe Nick Castellanos does something special. Maybe Kyle Schwarber does something special. I'd love to give him that opportunity. Maybe even have, Kyle Schwarber, you're not going to bat lead off. All right, fine. Clean up the bases. Let's make him pitch to you. We're going to have Castellanos bat 5th behind you. Let's see how that works out for you. Wouldn't mind it. Oh, you can't have Harper and Schwarber back-to-back. Yeah, you can. Phillies had some success with 2 guys. I almost said something really weird. The Phillies had a lot of success with guys being able to do that. Like, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard. Just a couple of lefties right there doing their thing. No big deal. I don't know how Rob Thompson walks into that room tomorrow, writes up the lineup card, or Dave Dombrowski and whoever, Sam Fuld, comes down and says, here's the lineup card, read it aloud to the class, and everyone in the clubhouse goes, oh, yeah, we're totally fine with that. That totally makes sense. I think tomorrow is the day that Trey Turner gets the day off. And then he'll not have to play baseball for 2 days, and then he'll resume with the series. That's just the way I think people need to look at it. Let's get into our chat here and see what you guys are saying today about this game today. One thing I do want to check before I go any further with this 4-3 Phillies victory, which is a beautiful thing. It is a 6:05 start time tomorrow night. Not a 6:40 start time. 6:05 start time against the Orioles. The Phillies will go for the series win. Ranger Suarez gets the ball against Kyle Bradish. That'll be the deal for the Phillies tomorrow. But after this game tomorrow, the Phillies will enjoy Thursday off before then going on the road for the weekend series in Pittsburgh with the Pirates. They'll get a good look at Andrew McCutchen, who is the Pirates' designated hitter for most of this season. So we'll see old Kutch. And then they got 4 games in Miami. So that's what we're looking at, folks. 4 games in Miami. And that'll be after the All-Star break. Or, geez, I keep saying that. That'll be after the trade deadline. It'll be a 4-game series with the Marlins in Miami starting on July 31st, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So that's what we'll be looking at for that 4-game series in Miami. They'll get a 7-game road trip there going on. Let's see what you guys are saying about the game tonight. See how you guys are feeling on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Yes, sir. Walk-off win. Wait a minute. Can I do something here with the things and the stuff? No, I can't. Okay. All right. Let's see what you got. Tyler Bolich, what's going on? Yes, sir. A walk-off win. John Marinelli. Woohoo! 76er. That's a great win tonight. Very obvious. Agreed. Thank you, 76er. I think you're talking about my lineup. Greg, our lineup. We're in this together. Greg Benson, I took most of the night off, watched the comedian, had some laughs, then joined in the bottom of the 9th inning. You're welcome. Greg, who'd you watch? I love stand-up comedy. Who did you watch? John Marinelli, Schwarber, Turner, and Casty were all 0 for tonight against Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson! How about Kyle Gibson? Oh, congratulations. I'm getting a World Series ring. Anyway, Trey Turner 0 for 4. Don't even think about a game off will help at this point. He needs ABs. Oh, no. Crazy. Hear me out, Farzy. Batting first. Bryson Stott batting second. Alec Bohm. Crazy. We're together. Our lineups are identical. All right. So that's what I got for you right there. What else do I have? The 0 for 4 thing. No, here's the thing. When it comes to Trey Turner, and it comes to him having days off, you got to try something different. I know he has tried days off before, and it really didn't help much with Trey Turner. And it really was like a day off. This is an opportunity to have him out off the diamond tomorrow, off the diamond another day, Yes, he's probably going to sit and he's going to stew. He might sulk a little bit, but maybe he comes back out and maybe he does something special. It's the only opportunity the Phillies are going to have to hit the reset button. Let's hit the reset button. I still think Trey Turner is going to help this team win. It's not going to be now. It might not even be this year. This might have to be a we wait till next year type of thing. I would love to say that, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm is the 1-2 punch in this Phillies order, and then Bryce Harper and Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber and all that. I would love to say that having that 1-2 punch or reorganizing the lineup is going to, guarantee the Phillies get into the playoffs. I can't say that. Nobody can say that. But if the Phillies do make the playoffs, which I still have faith they will do, and I think changing up the lineup will be a big aid in getting to the playoffs again, I'm going to hold out hope that maybe down in the order with less pressure on him, Trey Turner can, then turn it around. But I ain't going to believe it until I see it. And until Rob Thompson and Dave Dombrowski decide that they have finally had enough and there's no more excuses to make. It's time to move him down in the order. Then maybe he comes into the playoffs. And maybe, tournament play. Last time he was in a tournament, he did rather well. Whether that was winning the World Series with the Nationals or, whether that was, the World Baseball Classic where we all watched them and we're like, oh, man, Phillies are going to get something great. And I haven't really seen that yet. But, yeah, maybe tournament baseball is more for Trey Turner. I don't know. What do we got? From the mountaintop, change that damn lineup. Thank you, Sean Kilrain. Let's go, Topper. The rust is slowly coming off of Harper. Hell of a home run. Absolutely. Sir Sketchable. Hello, Sir Sketchable. Holla Brosevs. What's up, Brosev? Teddy Roosevelt. Thank God for Harp Dog and the daycare. You're damn right. Your Turner take is so dead on. Greg, thank you so much. Sir Sketchable. First off, hold on. Well, let me just say this. I didn't say it before. Great name. Second, I told my O's fans, buddies, that the O's really Phillies up the bases loaded inning. That we did almost the same thing right after. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Lord. Okay. Second inning, Walker limits the damage. Yeah. It was a 1-0 ball game after the second inning. He led off with 4 consecutive base runners getting on base. Single, RBI double, walk. Strikeout, 2 flyouts. And that's how he got out of the inning. Limited the damage. Then, yeah, the Phillies kind of returned the favor later in the ballgame, unfortunately. Where else we had? John Marinelli, I'm happy that some of the younger fans got to see the Phillies hit a home run at Citizens Bank Park. Very nice. Jacqueline, what's up, Jacqueline? Hi, so Turner, just don't argue, just play the game normal because you obviously don't want to get ejected, so I would rather not argue. Am I in the right chat or am I in the chat from the other night? What's going on here? I hate when Castellanos always strikes out. I think you mean strikeout swing. Yes, I agree. That was particularly terrible. That 9th inning bat where it was flail. I'm sorry, it was looking, flail. Looking, flail. That was Nick Castellanos. Any Phillies getting traded? Not right now. Stotty, you earn yourself a leadoff spot tomorrow. Let's go. Bohm's batting second. Let's go, baby. Sean Kilroy, trade is in a funk. He'll rebound when we need him most, I think. Okay, let's hope so. Rob Thompson on Schwarber leading off a minute ago. He's the guy we're winning with. Wah, wah. Not surprised. Thank you, Crazy. Not surprised. I'm not even having that argument yet. I'm more so having the argument that you can't walk into the clubhouse tomorrow and you can't tell Bryson Stott and you can't tell Alec Bohm that either of those 2 guys aren't your 2-hole hitter. Now, obviously, the guy that I think bats second tomorrow or the guy I want to bat second tomorrow is Bryson Stott. He has certainly earned it. Having that 1-2 punch, top of the order, be a beautiful thing. Now, maybe they decide to go another direction. Maybe they decide to go Schwarber with the lefty, and then they go Bohm with the righty, and then they come back to Harper, then they go to Castellanos, and then they come back to Stott. Maybe that's what they decide. Or excuse me, Stott. Maybe that's what they decide to do tomorrow. But you can't walk into that clubhouse, and you can't tell Bryson Stott or Alec Bohm they're not batting second. I would be done with Schwarber's leadoff hitter as well, but I think there is something in stone behind the scenes that has been agreed upon with Kyle Schwarber being your leadoff hitter as long as Bryce Harper is in that lineup. Or healthy, I should say. It just doesn't make any sense. Stott should lead off, have Schwarber down in the spot. Leonard, I agree. Mullet Alvarado, what's going on? PJ has his size 7'3". PJ's by now? What? What the hell is happening? K. Raleigh, how much worse does Turner and Schwarber need to do for Rob Thompson to move them down? Unfortunately, a lot worse. Topper defers to vets, or it's coming from Dave Dombrowski. I do think the front office has a lot more to do with this than a lot of people are willing to admit. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys are great, as per usual. Appreciate it. Oh, you watched Gaffigan for the first time, Greg? I love Jim Gaffigan. I saw Jim Gaffigan in Baltimore a couple of years ago. He was fantastic. Jim Gaffigan was fantastic. I love Jim Gaffigan. He's absolutely hysterical. So, yeah, I'm with you there. Jim Gaffigan. Rob is too stubborn. K. Raleigh, I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys watching the show tonight. It is brought to you by the great people at Colony Pools and Power Washing. Let Colony Pools and Power Washing bring your home back to life for the summer of 2023. Give our sponsor a call for the entire baseball season at 302-762-2250. If you're tired of seeing green algae stains on your roof and you live in Delco, Chester, or in the state of Delaware, let Colony pressure wash your house and take the pressure off you. Producer helping us out tonight, my man Jim Hyden. Appreciate him jumping on at the last second. We had some technical difficulties with Alex, unfortunately, so we were able to still get this up. We had to get a reaction. We had to get a reaction show for you guys. Phillies will have an opportunity to beat the Orioles in a series, which would just be a beautiful thing when they take to the diamond tomorrow night at 6:05. Ranger Suarez does get that start, as I mentioned earlier. Ranger Suarez 2-5 on the season with a 4.07 ERA. Ranger is coming off a unfortunate start where he went 5 innings, allowing 4 runs on 8 hits, including 2 walks, striking out 5 against the Cleveland Guardians. And he'll be opposed by the Orioles' own Kyle Bradish, who is 6-5 on the season with a 3.05 ERA. He is a 26-year-old right-handed pitcher who's coming off a nice little start there against Tampa Bay Rays, but unfortunately took the L in a 3-0 loss. It was a 6-inning performance, 2 runs. In his last 5 starts, he's allowed just 5 runs in total. So Phillies will have to be on the lookout for this kid tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys are great. This is brought to you by Colony Pools and Power Washing. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll be back with you guys. Listen to this. A lot of me tomorrow, okay, on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. First off, Farzy Show YouTube channel and Farzy Show on JAKIB Media. That'll be kicking off at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Special guest Derek Gunn breaks down all things Eagles. Then I'll be hopping over, saying hello to my friends at Fox 29 for another footballed segment. We'll be having some fun over there with Alex Holly and Mike Jarek. That'll be a good time. And then I'll be right back in the saddle with my man Jody McDonald, Birds 365. I'm stepping in for John McMullen, for Johnny Mack, who will be at Eagles training camp. So I look forward to talking a whole lot of baseball and a whole lot of football with you guys tomorrow. My name is Mark Farzetta. Thanks, everybody. Be back with you guys tomorrow. See ya.